it was the depth of ice cold and black. Every night at the crossroads, how the moon hit screaming back. You don't heard the stories, so it was no surprise. But at 8 a.m. the man died in the gutter, fire flash in the sky. You never know somebody till you've seen them separate survive. Some people see salvation from below, others from the sky. The death that died in plain sight. Blood comes with liquor, he's alone, singing, God, I'm the devil, and the devil is going home.
Good morning. Happy Friday. And welcome back to episode number 7 of the Fighters Walk podcast. I'm your host, Corey Keene. And let me tell you, it is UFC 264 Eve. It's a big day. It's a big day. We got weigh-ins in about 3 hours. And then it's game on. Hopefully every fighter on the card makes weight and they're professional. And it's game on. And they got the ceremonial weigh-ins. And then it's fight day. It is fight day in Vegas. I want to give a shout out to my cousin, musician, Matt Keene, for the opening song for this episode, God, I'm the Devil. Check him out on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you listen to your music. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Appreciate you for listening as well. Guys, let's get down to business. This is a huge, huge episode. We are going to talk all things UFC 264. I'm going to highlight some fights that I personally am looking forward to in the prelims. Then we're going to talk straight through the main card. Probably most of the prelims too. Not the early prelims, but the prelims at 8 o'clock are pretty good. It's a hell of a card. Like I said, I'm going to highlight the fights that I want to highlight, and then I'll get every fight on the main card easily. As you could see, it's Conor McGregor fight week. If you're watching this on YouTube, you see my shirt. This is my Good Luck Conor shirt, which I didn't wear in January. I got my Conor McGregor, my little Conor McGregor dude. Dude, it's Conor McGregor fight week. He said it. He said it in the interviews. Conor, does the UFC need you? You be the judge. Does the UFC need Conor? No. Is the UFC a better place with Conor in it? 110%. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'm not. It's a better place with Conor McGregor, and you can't even begin to deny that. Also, I got my first guest in this episode. Kyle Daukaus took the time out. Told you I was going to get him on. He came through, had a fun interview, chopped it up, talked about some big things coming, which you already know. Talked about a little bit of a dark time that not a lot of people knew about. So give this a listen. You'll hear everything about that. It was an awesome interview. It was super fun doing it. It was my first time actually interviewing a fighter. And with that being said, like I said, this is always something that I wanted to do. The fact that Kyle's a friend, I thought it was a little tougher. It was a little tougher. I think I would do better interviewing someone that I don't know who they are and I want to get to know them. I feel like I know a decent amount about Kyle. With that being said, it was still fun. We chopped it up for about a half hour. It'll be in here. So look forward to that. If you want, you could skip right to it. This is going to be the longest episode for sure. For sure. I mean, it's got to be. It's UFC 264. McGregor Poirier 3. The trilogy. A true rubber match. If you're not excited, just don't watch me because I'm excited. I'm pumped. You know, man, it's 8:45 in the morning. Woke up. Got to get this pod done. And my work's done. I did what I needed to do. And it's fight weekend, baby. It's fight weekend. It's the last thing I got to do. Got to edit the video, produce the video, get it out to the world to see. And then it is officially fight week. What a time. What a time. To think when I started watching UFC, I was in 5th grade, 2005. No one knew what the hell this sport was. Oh, it's too barbaric. It's this, it's that. You can't do it here. Different rules there. And that was only in 2005. 16 years ago? It's only 16 years ago. To see where the sports come from 16 years ago, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You've seen the evolution. And Conor said it. It's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. And I have to say this too. I was watching Steve-O's podcast 2 days ago, and he had GSP on. And GSP made an unbelievable point. George St. Pierre is the greatest of all time. One of the greatest of all time. He made a really, really good point. Steve-O asked him, like, who's on your, like, GOAT list? Who's on the GOAT list of MMA fighters? I think he named a couple. But what he said was, he believes with how young and new this sport is, some of the GOATs, they haven't even been born yet. They haven't been born yet. Think about it. Think about any sport. I mean, UFC's been around since 93. It's still relatively new. What's that, 27, 28 years old? Think about the NFL 28 years in. Yeah, you have guys, but you have big names who are in the Hall of Fame, who are good. But what about the athletes now? We're in the best time right now. Best athletes right now. So imagine the UFC in another 20 years, in another 30 years. When I have grandchildren, who are their favorite fighters going to be? I'm going to give them who mine were. They're going to laugh at me. They're going to laugh. what some of the guys are going to be doing in the future. That's my little rant today. That stuck with me. I was like, you know what, George St. Pierre, you made sense. That made sense. I loved it. They weren't even born yet. Some of the GOATs, they weren't even born yet. And you got to think about it like that. I don't know, man. I thought that was really cool. I did want to share that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. I told you it was going to happen. I told you it was coming. I hinted a little bit, but I'm here, and I have a guest finally. Don't have to talk to myself, so that's a good thing. I'm here with former CFFC middleweight champion, winner on Dana White's Contender Series, and now current UFC middleweight and UFC middleweight who just signed a 4-fight deal.
All right.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
The one and only Kyle Daukaus. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, that was a good introduction. I appreciate it. That was probably the best intro I've ever gotten in an interview.
You knew it was coming, especially if you watched my last episode. You said I gassed you up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to gas you up, dude. It's what I do.
All right. I'm with it. I'm for it.
And I mean, listen, I know you've done a couple of these and you've been through this, but I don't know. I just feel like I have to gas you up.
Man, it's all good. I'll take it.
And I could say, which makes me feel pretty good, I have a friend in the UFC, so I'm gonna gas you up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So here's the thing. I'll tell a little bit about us. Rachel's friend, your girlfriend. They always said, okay. Rachel would always say, Shorty's boyfriend is a fighter. Knowing I'm a huge MMA fan, this, that, I said, okay. I mean, you probably hear it all the time, like, oh, my boyfriend fights, this, that. So, listen, I'll be honest with you. At first, I thought nothing of it. I really did. Then I saw you fight one time in the CFFC, and I was like, okay, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. And then, what was it? 2 summers ago now, Dana White Contender Series?
Yeah, just about. What was it? Yeah. 19, I think it was. 2019, yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was in Hamilton, New York, and I watched the fight. Even then, not even knowing who you were, I was super invested. Yeah. And you didn't get the finish, which I know that's kind of what they're looking for, but it was a hell of a performance.
That it was, yeah. 30-26, 30-25. I couldn't have done better, but I didn't get the contract, but I think it's all coming together now, so it's good. Yeah,
it is. And I said a little bit in the last episode, you after that, how many you had? 2, was it 2 CFFC fights or just
after
one?
Yeah, I fought I fought in the Contender Series in June, I think it was. And then I had another fight in September against Regman. And then I fought again in February. February 1st is actually when we met.
Yep.
February 1st, the Parks Casino. I fought, I'm drawing a blank on his name. But, yeah.
I know he was from Arkansas. I do remember that.
Yeah, I had 2 wins. And then finally just waited and got the call. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember, too. I was home because of COVID and everything like that. Shorty texted Rachel and I together and said, you're getting it was a short notice fight, but here nor there, you're in the UFC. And at that point, you're taking it.
Yeah, any way you can get into the UFC, you have to take it. If it's 10 days or if you look at the kid that just signed for to fight O'Malley, he even said it on the embedded. He said, anyway I can get my foot in the door, I'm getting it in. And I'll do this. I did the exact same thing. And you couldn't have done it any other way. My brother even did the same thing. I think he took a fight on a week's notice or 2 weeks notice or something. So, yeah.
Yeah, and his was crazy too because that kind of came out of nowhere as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was scheduled to fight for the belt, I think, against Teed in March, and that's kind of when COVID hit, and the fight got canceled because they weren't sure because it was brand new, so they really didn't know what was going on with it. he was all annoyed and stuff like that. But, you know, we knew something better would come out of it. You know, they always say something better comes out of everything. So, yeah. And then eventually I was actually in Disney with Catherine. And I had like 3 or 4 missed FaceTime calls from my mom and my brother at like 2 a.m. in the morning when I woke up the next morning. So I saw something tragic had happened. And here it was just, he got called up. So, you know, it's crazy. But
Yeah, and I remember how crazy that night was. Were you the night I met you when you for the belt?
yeah,
You were defending, right? You were defending
yeah,
the title.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was my second defense. Yeah, yeah. Because I fought Regman in September.
Yep.
That was defense, and then the second fight in February was my second defense.
Now, if I remember correctly, and I'm not 100% sure, were you in Florida and came back and then went back to Disney, or did you leave like that morning to go right to Disney?
Oh yeah. So my family actually took a vacation. We were scheduled to go at the end of January, early February to Disney, but I got the call to fight in February 1st, and I took that fight, so I couldn't go to Disney with them for that week. But they were staying like an extra like 3 or 4 days after my fight. So after the fight had happened, we partied all night. I was up until like 2 a.m. and then we got home, and I could only sleep until like 4 or 5 until I had to wake up and go to the airplane and go to Florida for the next 3 or 4 days. So yeah, it was a little rough, but you know, looking back at it now, I would do it again. So it's great.
Yeah, so I know you are a pretty big supporter of this, and I really do appreciate that. I know you probably have watched every single episode, and
Oh yeah.
that I like that a lot. So like I said in last episode, I kind of gave your whole UFC history, your fights, who you fought, what happened. Obviously, you're going to tell me it's not exactly how you want it to go. I'm going to be honest with you. I was nervous for you for this 4th fight coming up. No, not really knowing what the future may hold. So when I saw that you got 4 more fights out of this, I was so freaking pumped. So
Yeah, man.
freaking pumped.
I was just as excited, honestly, but like you couldn't tell really. Like, I'll tell you the story. So my manager called me. I think it was 2 days ago. I had 2 missed calls from him. So that's either something that's very good or very bad when your manager calls you. Especially having 2 missed calls, I was a little curious what was going on, so I called him back. I was at training, and he said that we got a new contract, and I was like for this next fight or what's going to happen? And he was like, yeah, they want to just add another 4 fights to your deal. So like my new contract starts for this Holland fight, and I was like very surprised. You know, I'm 1-2 in the UFC right now. I did win one, but it's a little difficult, you know, because if you lose, you want to win every single fight, obviously, but if you lose and then you lose consecutively, like over and over again, it's just worse and worse. And going into this 4th fight on my contract, I was, you know, you get nervous about getting cut because, you know, if you lose, you could potentially just get cut, or if I win but I don't win like impressively, you can still get cut and get released. So that's the other thing with the contracts now is that like I have to win regardless, and I try to win regardless. You know, it would be stupid of me to just go out there and just try to survive every single fight, right? But yeah, you know, I did get a 4-fight deal, but who's to say that I don't go out there and not perform my best in this next fight, and then I could still get cut again. So it is what it is. I have to go out there and win and just make sure that, you know, I perform to my best ability, and look forward to these next 4 fights for this UFC, the contract I got. So
Yeah, it's freaking awesome, like I was telling you. And so your last fight, I said it, you fought a pretty solid dude. I mean, the 3 fights you've had, there, like I said, there's no gimmies, and I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how you feel going into fights. I know you probably want to win every fight you're in. Obviously, you feel like you could beat every fighter that you're gonna fight. But dude, I'm telling you, like as a fan outside looking in, those are three pretty big fights, and it wasn't an easy going for you. That's for sure. These first 3.
no, not at all. But I wouldn't have it any other way, you know. the guys that I have fought are still at the top tier of the division. Hawes is on like a 3-fight winning streak. I know Allen just won, and Dustin has a fight coming up scheduled against Rodolfo Vieira. So, I mean, these guys aren't fighting slouches.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, I want to go out there and fight the toughest guys. I want to fight the guys that people don't want me to fight, or people think that they're going to run through me, stuff like that. Those are the fights that I want. I don't want to fight unknown guys that are fighting off at the Contender Series or just getting signed to contracts. You know what I mean?
Yep. And that's the thing. Like a Phil Haas, he was a known guy. I remember you telling me you weren't originally scheduled to fight him, and then it turns out that's who you were going to fight. As a friend, I was like, I don't know, it's a big task. He's a big dude, tough, strong guy. You went in there, you have hands. I didn't realize you, like, listen, I've watched a lot of your fights. You're known for putting people to sleep on the ground, but you always told me you have hands, and you rocked them. You rocked them, and I think, was it the second round, first or second?
Yeah, I threw a head kick, he ducked underneath it, and I kind of just swung my hand behind just to kind of gauge distance and clipped him with it. And next thing you know, I had a 30-punch combination going after him, but I got a little too close on the combination, and he grabbed me and we clinched up. But yeah,
you live and you learn, right?
What people realize, like I was getting the better of Allen too, standing wise. People kind of second guess my striking. You know, I obviously in myself second guess my striking as well, because I'm more of like grappling heavy and stuff like that. But this next fight, I'm going to show the striking. I'm going to show the grappling. It's not going to be any different than any other fight I've been in. So,
yeah. So I know before we get into that, I was contemplating bringing it up, but I am going to bring it up again on the friend side of things. You did get a cut above your eye, typical, normal cut. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary until a couple days after the fight. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what happened there? Because, and then I'll kind of fill you in on my side of things, because you were keeping me in the loop almost every day, and you were showing me some pictures to where I was nervous as a friend. I was like, is this dude gonna fight again? Like, like this might be something worse than just a little cut on the eye. So you want to fill me in there?
Yeah. I mean, as you can tell, my eyes are a little jacked up right now. But yeah, this is the first time I'm coming out with it. Really, I'm kind of telling anybody about it or coming out with it publicly. After my fight with Hawes, the next day I woke up, my face was swollen. Obviously, I thought myself it was just from the cut. We landed. Well, actually, let me backtrack. So I woke up Sunday morning, and Sunday morning before my flight, I woke up and I had a terrible fever. I was like shivering. I could not stop shivering for some odd reason. I figured it was just like trauma from the fight. So that's why I just felt down and stuff like that. I felt terrible the whole day, the whole Sunday. We flew home, landed, my face was swollen. And then things just got worse and worse, and my face started getting bigger and bigger. And next thing I knew, I was in the hospital on Wednesday of the fight, of the week after the fight. I was in the hospital. They pretty much quarantined me, took a bunch of blood cultures and stuff like that. I had like, it's going to get gross, but I had like pus and stuff coming out of my like scar cut where the stitches were. So they had to cut that open, drain my eye, and figure out what was going on. So here I had a terrible staph infection in my eye. Well, my eyelid itself. I sent you the pictures. Obviously, I'm not gonna get like public with the pictures or anything like that because it's too gross and nasty.
Yep.
But yeah, it's stressful. You know, I was in the hospital for 6 days. I was on antibiotics for 6 days straight. My weight got down to like 190. Like it was a terrible time. It was a dark time, not only for me but for Catherine and I. I cried on the phone every single day thinking that I was never going to fight again. Doctors told me that if I would have waited another day or two, that I potentially could have lost my vision in my left eye because of the bacteria that I had. It was a staph infection and a strep. infection as well, and the strep is actually a flesh-eating disease. So the good thing was that it didn't eat back into my eye; it ate forward, so it ate my eyelid.
Gnarly is gnarly.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I got a big scab. The thing fell off. You can just see like all my muscle and everything like that. So, yeah, it was really stressful at the time. I actually had I had a skin graft, so I have a scar on my neck now. That's a skin graft on my eyelid. My eyelid's kind of stuck like this for now. I'm not really sure how much control I'll have, like blinking wise. Like blinking wise, I'm fine and everything like that. It's just from the graft, my eye is kind of like just kind of stuck. It's kind of like my top eyelid is kind of pulled up a little bit. So if I like look down or anything like that, or look up or anything, like the eyelid doesn't really move as much as the good eyelid would. But everything's good. My vision is perfect. I got cleared from the doctors to fight and to train, everything like that. Everything is good. And it's kind of I'm not really like a blessing kind of person, but it's kind of a blessing, altogether, because my eye is good. And then next thing you know, like my fight coming up now, I have a fight against a ranked opponent. So my last, to backtrack again to my fight in April that I got the COVID scare, people were like, oh, something great's going to happen out of this. Like something good's going to happen out of this. Like it's no big deal. Next thing you know, I got a fight and I have a staph infection in my eye. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell good came out of that COVID scare? Like no good came out of that pretty much. But now looking back to it, this may be the good that's coming out of it, is this fight coming up with Holland. And yeah, I'm just glad I'm just happy to be able to see out of my eye as well.
Yeah.
My eye was completely shut for almost 2 weeks.
I was going to say, was I over? I might have been over for those two fights. Like that week, I might have been over your house watching a fight. And then the following week, I may have came over 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you had come over the first Saturday I got home from the hospital. And that's when I still had like the scab and stuff on my eye. And then the week after that, you came over as well, I think it was, and I just had like my eye covered up. But yeah, it's crazy to think about the things that I went through after that fight. But everything's good now. I'm 100%. I'm ready to go. So nothing to worry about or anything like that. Obviously people are like, oh, what happens if you get cut again? It's like, I get cut again. It's no big deal. Hopefully the guy that fights before me, I forget his name, Ju Young Park, I think his name is. Hopefully he doesn't have a giant staph infection on his chest and fights with it. But it is what it is. It was. I don't want to point fingers or anything like that. But when you got a big hole in your chest, you kind of have to, right?
It was pretty clear and obvious. But I got two more things. I know you're a busy man now. I'd assume you're in camp, right? You're in camp right now? Not yet?
No. Surprisingly.
I was going to say, your last one, you're in camp for what felt like ever.
Yeah, felt like 14 weeks or something like that. No, I plan this camp to just have like a 10-week camp. So in 2 weeks, we fly out for my brother's fight. And then the week we come back, that Monday is when I'll start camp. So I'll have 10 weeks from then until October to have my full camp. But for right now, I'm just kind of focusing on my brother. Still watching my weight, even though I don't really need to. But just trying to get better. Yeah.
So you get, what was it, a text? Did your manager text you? Because I'm going to back up a little bit too. Like I said in the last episode, I was out and you text me. And usually when you text me, whatever it was, I forget exactly what you texted me. I looked at Rachel and I was like, this is big. She's like, what's big, Corey? I said, Kyle's going to fight someone you're going to know. And that's what I left it at. And she knows, her. She knows a lot of UFC fighters. Yeah. And I said, you're gonna know this fighter. So I'm guessing. I guessed a couple wrong, I think. But when you said top 15, you're gonna be pumped, bro. I'm telling you, everything does work out for a reason, because I wanted this fight when Kevin Holland fought Marvin. I remember texting you, saying you need to fight him. I wanted that fight for you. And this is me being a fan, by the way.
Yeah, I got the
Not
call.
a friend.
Yeah, my manager called me and he was like, he was like, who were a couple of the guys that you like asked to fight like a while ago? He was like, you were bothering. I was bothering my manager to like get fights. You know, any fight that dropped out, I was like, yo, let me get this guy, let me get that guy. And I told him about the guy that had the thing on his chest with the staph infection in my eye, and he was like, "Nah." He was like, "Didn't you say you wanted to fight Kevin Holland?" And I was like, "Yeah," but I think he was just like trying to remember or whatever. And he was like, "All right, well, they offered you him for October 2nd," and I was like, "Seriously?" And he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Isn't he ranked?" He was like, "Yeah, he's number 14," and I was like, "And they're giving him me?" He was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "All right, like, can't say no."
No,
right?
you can't. You're 100% right.
Yeah,
Like,
can't say no. Like to a ranked opponent, like what is that? You know, he's coming off 2 losses. I'm coming off 1 loss, so I mean, it kind of evens out in a way. But I think it's more of a Kevin Holland side than my side as far as like getting him back to
yeah.
in the column and stuff like that. But to pick a fight against me, against a guy that's a grinder and he'll take you down, it's the way his last 2 fights went. It's not going to look good for him. I don't think.
And I have a lot of friends who don't know really like the relationship we have, where like we talk a
Yeah.
lot, we hang out, stuff like that. So they don't really know where we are.
Mm.
And everyone kind of saying the same thing, like your boy, he's fighting Kevin Holland. I said, yeah, man. And let me tell you, it's a great matchup. I
It is.
think it is a unbelievable matchup.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the fight game. Anything could happen, but I think this matchup favors you tremendously.
Yeah, I agree. And everybody that I've talked to have said this exact same thing. They've said it's a little weird that you're getting a ranked opponent, but the ranked opponent that you get, it plays in your favor. And I said, I completely agree. Like, and I'm fine with that, you know. Even if it wasn't ranked in my favor, even if they were like, "Oh, you're gonna fight Darren Till on October 2nd," I'll be like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, that's fine." Marvin Vittori, or like whatever, yeah. Like, I'm not gonna say no to anybody that they give me. You know, it's stupid to do that. It's stupid to say no and wait or anything like that. But yeah, I was actually scheduled to go to Disney with Catherine from the 11th to the 17th, I think it was. And they called me and I told her, I was like, I can't go to Disney anymore. And she was like, why not? And I said, because the UFC called and they want me to fight. And she was like, all right, well, who's the opponent? And I was like, well, he's ranked. It's Kevin Holland. And she was like, all right, like, you don't have to go. Like, it's no big deal. I'm sure if it was somebody that wasn't ranked or somebody that was kind of unknown, she would be a little pissed off. But now that it's somebody ranked and you know, somebody who like she knows and she knows a little bit about, like, it's more serious to her. So she's like, all right, cool, like, stay home.
Yeah. So I texted you either yesterday or 2 days ago, and you didn't. You usually always respond to me, and you didn't respond to this. So I'm going to ask you this question right now.
Yeah.
He's a talker. Are you gonna say anything back to him, or are you just gonna like do your thing? I know you, so I know you probably won't.
Yeah, I'm the type of guy that's not gonna like trip back. I mean,
his stuff's not negative.
I know that, like, no, yeah, like he doesn't like talk bad. I realize, like, he always like just says like, oh, like, good shot or something or whatever. But I'm assuming that he's gonna run his mouth the whole time. But I know that if he's running his mouth, I'm winning the fight. So as long as he keeps talking, I'm gonna be winning the fight. So regardless of like anything that he says in the fight or pre-fight or anything like that, like, I'm not a big talker, so I'm not going to chirp back. There's no need to. I never was. I'm not going to change my style just because he is. You know, he can talk all he wants. I'm just going to go to work, and that's all I can say is I'm going to put my nose to the grindstone and just get in there and get dirty. So,
like I said, grab your hard hat, your pail. That's you.
That's right.
You.
That's a McGregor. That's a McGregor reference right there.
Yeah. So listen, I know you do have to go. I don't want to keep you much longer, but I did want to talk about UFC 264 a little bit because
talk about it.
It is the biggest fight of 2021.
Yeah.
The biggest fight card, anyways. It's International Fight Week. You know how that works. They put a really good card together. First thing I'm gonna say, I'm coming over Saturday to watch the fights. Did you order it yet?
I did not, but I plan on ordering it tonight. So I'll grab it tonight for you.
Okay, I'm just saying. Everyone's saying order.
Doing that, but yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about one fight because this show, when this gets uploaded, I'm going to talk about the whole card.
Yeah.
But there's one fight that everybody who from your grandmother to your little cousin, everyone's talking about the one fight. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, the trilogy. I know where your loyalty lies here, Kyle. I
Yeah.
know where it lies, and I know it's not the same as me. And I've been telling people that.
The
I
house is
have
going to
Conor. I know what you're gonna say, but who do you have in this main event, Kyle?
I mean, I'm a big favorite. I'm a big fan of Dustin, as you can tell, as you know. Like I like Dustin. I like what he's about, that hard work and the whole paid in full thing that he is about and everything like that. Yeah, I think Dustin will get it done again. I don't know, man. It's tough, you know. It's tough because Conor was kind of ringing his bell a little bit in the second fight, but I really think Dustin's just gonna beat him again. And then, like, Conor's switching his whole situation. Like, he went to California and now he's mean Conor all of a sudden. Like, he's trying to go back to his old ways, which is cool and all. It's good. It might work, but you know, I don't know. I think Dustin's got.
So you have Dustin. Do you have a prediction how the fight goes? Do you think it goes? If Dustin wins, do you think he wins quick, or do you think, like how most people say, it's pretty later in?
Yeah, obviously, the longer the fight goes, the more it plays in Dustin's favor. But I think the third round, Dustin will sub him, guillotine choke. I think
you're going sub. You're going submission.
Yeah. I don't know.
So he's gonna wrestle a little bit, you think?
Yeah, I mean, it would be stupid not to. They were talking crap the whole time. He was talking. I mean, Conor's dropping the dusty bitch stuff.
Yep.
First one like that, but you know, it's mixed martial arts. You got to mix it up, as Dustin says. So.
Listen, I got to stick up for my guy a little bit. He finally, God damn it, he finally shows up to interviews. He was making me so goddamn nervous. I was like, is he gonna do anything? He hasn't been on an embedded. I haven't. The UFC posted the fighter pictures in their Venom gear.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere to be found. I'm like, is he gonna show up? Or like, is he like, what's going on here? Kyle, I'm telling you, as a McGregor guy through and through, I watched one interview. I think he's done 2 so far, but I've watched one interview.
I've watched every interview that he's done today. So.
You did?
Yeah, I watched the Ariel one, and I watched the Stephen A. Smith one too. Yeah.
Dude, I watched one. I watched Ariel Helwani. I sent it to you. I said, I don't give a fuck. He's back. He's back. I was getting chills listening to him talk to Ariel. I mean,
because it's Conor now.
Listen, it could be a front. Don't get me wrong. It could just be him trying to hype himself up, but he's sounding like himself again. He's sounding like the dude who fought Eddie Alvarez. He's sounding like the guy who had 2 fights with Nate Diaz, the Aldo. He's been saying some clever stuff, and I love it.
Well, I mean, the good thing about like this whole like mean like Conor thing is that they always tell you just do what got you to the dance. That's all you need to do, and he's back to doing what got him to the dance, right? So everybody's going to you know, jump on the bandwagon, of course, and say that like he's back and all that stuff. But you won't know until Saturday night. You know what I mean? He tried to play the nice guy. He tried to play the nice guy card last fight. I think just because of all the bad things that happened in his life and all the bar fight things and all that stuff that was going on. But I think he's trying to get back to what got him there, and it might work and it might not. But because he's fighting a different Dustin now. He's not fighting the chirpy Dustin that would have run his mouth like in the very first fight.
Yeah, and you know what? As a Conor guy, I didn't hate nice Conor. I thought it was a cool switch up. I didn't hate it.
No, it was good. It was a little bit of like it kind of put like a little bit of good on the UFC as well. Like he's not always running his mouth, so guys aren't going to think like, oh, I have to run my mouth, I have to talk this and talk that. Like you can be a nice guy and be a good fighter and a good champion. So.
And see, this is a tough question even for you because you haven't fought in front of fans, but you know the magnitude behind a Conor fight, and I think that plays a huge factor.
Definitely, it definitely will. I think. I know that they fought in front of fans in their second fight, but it's nothing going to be compared to the fans in the T-Mobile Arena. I can't wait to make that walk in front of all those fans. Hopefully, October. That's what it is. But
my fingers and toes are crossed because I would love to go.
Yeah, I mean, but it seems like Conor performs best under pressure when there's a lot of fans there. So, if that might play in his favor as well.
He feeds off of it, and you know it, you see it. I could talk Conor McGregor till I'm blue in the face, and sometimes most of my friends don't want to hear it because they all say I'm a bandwagon. But I've seen every fight, and I've watched every fight. So how can I be a bandwagon? It's not like Joe Schmo comes over here and says, "Yes, I'm here to watch the Conor fight." Dude, you don't even like the UFC. You don't even like MMA. You know me. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm Conor. Second round TKO. He's going to bounce Dustin's head off the canvas.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm calling it. Listen, he's calling him a corpse.
We have my brother is coming over as well, like last time. His wife's coming over, so his wife's a Conor fan, so she'll be on your guys' side.
Chris is Chris too?
No, I don't know who Chris is. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But
so how's the house going to be divided?
It's going to be like Conor side and Dustin side.
How many?
The Conor side will be, and you guys will get to sit.
Okay, gotcha. How's what about my boy Andrew?
Andrew, he's a casual, so he's going to vote for Conor as always.
Okay, that's another guy on my side though.
So we got I think it's like 4-4 altogether. For the amount of people over, I think it's like 4-4.
Okay, perfect. That's all I need. And listen, you came over for their second fight, and I was calm because that was the first time I think we hung out. That might have been the first fight we've watched together. So Rachel said, calm, like just relax a little bit when this fight happens. And I did. I was calm. No hold bars this time. I'm not being calm. I'm going to be my normal self. I'm going to be nervous. I'm going to be pacing. This is the UFC though, baby.
Yeah.
This is the UFC.
You got it, man.
That's all I got for you. I appreciate this. I really do. I've wanted to get a guest on. I knew there was – I didn't ask anybody, but I knew there was no doubt in my mind you were going to be the first guest. How can I not have you on? It was fun doing this.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I really do appreciate it, Kyle.
Yeah, I appreciate it even more, man. I'm going to share all this, and I'll get my brother to come on too. So just hit my brother up, and I'll have him come on too.
Yep, definitely. I know he's fighting really soon, so I'll look to get him on after. Hopefully, when he's when he's in the top 7. You think after he wins this?
Yeah. He'll probably once he beats this guy, it'll be 6 or 7. So big things to come. And I met your brother once. He's a great guy as well. So again, thank you. I appreciate it. No problem, brother. I appreciate it too.
And I'll be talking to you soon for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Kyle. Thank you.
Later.
We got important business to talk about. And that is the UFC 264 card. At one point in time, when it got pretty dark about certain subjects, Conor and Dustin, this fight almost fell through and wasn't going to happen. Conor said there was never a doubt in his mind this was the fight. And Dustin, this was his fight too. He could have fought Charles for the title. Would have made a sliver of the amount of money that this fight. He's not stupid. He goes into this fight. He loses. He doesn't lose much. He goes into this fight, he wins. He's a bigger superstar than he already is. You can't take away that from Dustin. Dustin's still a superstar. You can't take that away from him. Conor's in this fight. He loses. He's still the richest athlete in the world, but as a fighter, I feel like his stock goes down a little bit. I mean, you're still going to want to, listen, he's still going to fight. You're still going to tune in and watch. But will he ever get back to a title? Hold that thought. That's the question I'm going to ask myself, and I want you to think about that. For now, let's talk about this card, right? Let's talk about this card. If you're on YouTube, I'm pulling it up right now. If you're listening on Apple Music or Apple Podcast, Spotify, got a great relationship with those podcast streams. Thank you for the support again. I really appreciate it. All right, let's talk about some fights. First one I'm going to circle. Omari, the Russian, tank against Brad Tavares, also tank. I'm going to circle that fight. I'm not going to say much about it, but I want you to watch it. If you're watching these fights all night like I'm going to be, that's going to be a good fight to watch. Third fight on the card. Circle it. Third fight on the card. It's going to be a banger. Gonna be a banger. How many fights are there on this card? 13. 2 women's fights. Two pretty big names. This fourth fight. Jennifer Maia, Jessica Ai. I'm circling this fight. Jessica Ai's no nonsense. She's going to try to knock you out. Jennifer Maia, Brazilian. She could do it on the feet. She could tap you out. I think this is going to be a really interesting fight. And I think this only helps either one of these ladies. It's going to be a fun one. I'm excited for that. Now, just because I'm not talking about all these fights doesn't mean they're going to produce. Does not. Doesn't mean that they're not going to produce, is what I meant to say. I just don't know much about these guys. I didn't do as much research as I probably should have. I've been busy. We'll get to that, though. I will say this sixth fight, Ryan Hall, wizard. He's a wizard. 24-month layoff. 24 months. He's been out of action. He's back for a Conor McGregor card. Wow. He's fighting a guy. Now, here's the thing. Tapunya. I butchered it, and that's sad. It's sad being an MMA guy, and I butcher that guy's name. 10-0. Beast. Dude, this fight is going to be awesome. He looks like the bigger man. I've probably seen him fight. Probably haven't paid attention, but I'm circling this card or this fight right here. This is one you want to watch because you know what Ryan Hall is going to do. Even 24 months since his last fight, you know what he's going to do. He's a magician. He's going to try to get your ankles, any of your legs. He's going to lock them. He's going to try to break them, and he's going to try to make you tap out. What's Homeboy going to do? Topanya. What's he going to do? There's some tough names in MMA. I hate it. I hate it. The goal is to get as big as a star as you can. Then I'll know your name. Not know your name, but I'll know how to pronounce your name. Anyways. So, yeah, that's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. Moving on up. Fight 7. Nico, hybrid, Price. Does not give a shit. Doesn't give a shit. He's going to go in. He's going to want to stand and bang. There's been some fights where after his face is messed up, but he is as tough as they come. As tough as they come. And he's become a well-known, very likable fighter. People want to see him fight. And he's fighting Michael Pereira, he's crazy, man. He is wild. He does the most crazy shit you will ever see. Ever see. It's never going to be straightforward, just doing his thing. He'll do backflips, somersaults. He's nuts. He's a madman. Who does this fight favor? I don't know. Who am I cheering for? I don't know. I'm just excited to watch, just like all of you should be. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Circle 7, Star 7. That's going to be an awesome, awesome fight. Nico Price, Michael Pereira. Let's move on, right? We're going right down the line now. These fights are getting big. These fights are getting big. It's early morning. Let me drink my coffee. Fight number 8, Max Griffin, Carlos Condit. Carlos Condit, man. Veteran to the game. Veteran to the game. He's got a tough, tough task. Max Griffin. Whew. They gave him a tough one here. As a guy who's loved the UFC as long as I have, you have like a special place in your heart for Carlos Condit just because he's a legend. He's at the state where it's like, I remember watching Carlos Condit and he was knocking everybody out. Beast. He's 32-13, you know what I mean? Let's check out my man. Dude, Carlos Condit's on a 3-fight win streak. Dude, Carlos Condit's on a 3-fight win streak. Oh, okay. Jake Ellenberger was a submission underground. Still though, UFC on ABC beats Matt Brown. Up and down Brown. And Court McGee. 2-fight win streak. Here's the catch. Max Brown is an absolute killer. He's a killer. 17-8. Also a 2-fight win streak. Great matchup here. On paper. What I'm thinking, and this is me thinking, not Vegas. I'm not looking at the odds. I'm not looking at any of that. This could potentially be a pick'em. in my mind. I don't know what you think. It could go one of two ways. I think Carlos Condon, the veteran that he is, could get this into the deep waters and win the fight. Decision. If Max Griffin wins this, I think he's knocking Carlos Condon out. Got to tune in. Got to watch. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that. That's going to be a fun fight. It's going to be fun. Main card of UFC 264. Let's do this. Let's do this right now. Opening UFC 264. You can't make it up. You can't make this up. So you got Sugar Sean O'Malley, baby, opening the card. Okay, I'm all for that. I am all for Sugar Sean opening up this card. I am. I think it's dope. I think when you want to open up a big pay-per-view, I think you do want a star. I think you want somewhat of a star. And he's got that trajectory. He's got the trajectory going. He's fighting a guy. Short notice. 10 days notice for this young man. Okay? 10 days. It's a 10-day. 10 days notice. Chris Munito, CFFC. Watched him fight once. His hair's crazy. Sean O'Malley's hair is crazy. Can't make it up. The stars are aligned. You can't make this shit up. Now, he was supposed to fight Smolka, I think. Pretty sure that's who he was supposed to fight. This is what I want to know. I would love to have Chris on this show and just talk about how this came about. I'd love to hear the story about this. So if anyone wants to reach out to Chris, let him know I want him on the Fighters Walk podcast. Win, lose, or draw. I'd love to have him on the pod. But back to it. How did he end up here? Take the moment, young man. Take the moment. Enjoy the moment. Sean keeps saying it's going to be a viral knockout. Viral knockout. Let's see it. People want to see it. People think it's going to happen. People think it's going to happen. Now you got to do it. All the pressure on Sean O'Malley. All the pressure on Sean O'Malley. Chris could do his thing. I heard him say the later it goes, he thinks it might favor him. If you got that mindset, good for you. Good for you. Listen, it's almost like you know exactly what's going to happen in this fight, but you want to see Chris do well as a fan of MMA. You want to see him do well. He's fighting in the CFFC a couple months ago. Now he gets a call. You're on the biggest pay-per-view of 2021, opening the main card. Like, could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? I couldn't. I couldn't. Unbelievable. Good luck to both men. That you guys are opening a big card. I love it. I love it. Great card to open it up. Great card to open it up. Second fight. Irene Aldana. Beast. Against Yana, baby. Fan of her. Like her a lot. I do. I like her a lot. I like this fight a lot. For another women's fight, I love this. I love this fight. Tough to say here, but if I had to guess, I think this is a decision. I think this goes a decision or a submission. Those are my two options: decision or submission. Do I know who's going to win? I'm cheering for Yana. That's what I'm cheering for. But Irene's a beast. These girls are both beasts, man. They're both really, really good. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Another good one. Keep checking them off. Third fight on the main card. Got some heavy hitters. I think it's evenly matched too. I mean, say what you want about Greg Hardy. I'm not going to talk about anything from his past. I'm going to talk about him as an MMA fighter, as a guy who just recently came into the sport. He's a world-class athlete. And he's fighting a dude, Tai Tuivasa. He's going to stand and bang with you, bro. And here's the thing. Greg Hardy's going to stand and bang with you, too. I like this fight a lot. I think they're two guys who are relatively built the same. I think with Tai Tuivasa, a little more experience, if it gets a little crazy with the hands, I could see him trying to take it down, take it to the ground. I mean, Greg Hardy's been working hard, jiu-jitsu and wrestling, but Greg Hardy wants it on the feet. Maybe Tai Tuivasa does too. That's why you watch it. You want to see someone's going to sleep. Someone's getting knocked out, either KO or TKO. I'm super excited for that fight. I mean, Greg Hardy's journey, touchy subject for sure. I mean, you guys could look into it. I'm not here to talk about it, but as the MMA fighter, I applaud him. For doing it. Comes in like 18, I think, 2018. You're almost the co-main event of a Conor card. I haven't really liked his antics, like in the press conferences and stuff. Calling him my boy Black Beast. I think that's silly. I get it. I kind of get it, I guess, but it's going to be a good one. If you guys are getting the pay-per-view, enjoying it with friends, watch that one. It could be quick. Cardio could be an issue. You're going to want to get out of there quick. Remember, you don't get paid by how long you fight. Just saying. All right. 2 fights left. Co-main event of the evening. Gilbert Burns versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I love, how can you not love Wonderboy? He's the nicest motherfucker in the game. And he's still at the top of the welterweight division. Still up there. And goddamn, he's a good-looking dude for like 40 years old. Sheesh, how old is Steven? No, 38. 38? I thought he was older. Than that. Well, either way, good-looking dude. First team. Love Wonder Boy. It's got one of top 3 best walkout songs in the UFC. Look it up. He's fighting a dude in Gilbert Burns who's a beast on the ground, who's kind of transitioned into being a beast on his feet too. Scary fight for both men. Because you win, you're Stephen Thompson. You're next. Well, whatever happens with Usman and Covington, I don't know what's going to happen there. Or Nate Diaz, I don't know. But whatever happens there, got Leon Edwards too. Another one I'm going to say. If Stephen Thompson wins this fight, he's going to hold out. He's next for the title. You got to get the strap on Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I'm cheering for Stephen hard in this fight. But I like Gilbert. I like Gilbert Burns. I like the way he fights. I like his come up. He fought a beast in Kamaru Usman, and Kamaru just made it look kind of easy. So, big fight for both men. Big fight for both men. Who's going to take it and run? Who's going to take it and run? Cheering for Thompson. Wonder Boy. We'll see. It's going to be a good one. I love that co-main. I love that co-main. When they announced it a while back, this fight's been on the card for a while. When they announced this a while back, I was pumped. I'm like, that's an awesome fight. I love watching Wonder Boy. That karate style, it's crazy. It's a crazy style with the hands down. Like, anyone who fights with their hands down, I think's a fucking savage. I'd be like this. This would be me. See my face if you're watching the YouTube video? That'd be me. I'd be like this. That'd be me. I don't know. I think it's a savage move, but I get the style, so let's go, Wonder Boy. Let's go. Dad's in his corner. Love that shit. Okay. Moment you've all been waiting for. The moment you've all been waiting for. I talked about it a little in episode 6. I said I was going to have a lot of episodes leading up. Didn't happen that way. I got a little busy. Is what it is. But here we are. I'm talking about it now. We are hour and a half-ish, 2 hours from the official weigh-ins. Can't wait to watch that. Conor's going to come in at 156 on the dot. 156 on the dot. Mark it. It's going to happen. And here's the thing. Dustin's probably going to come in about the same. Listen, if you're not excited about this fight, whether you're just a everyday casual who you love Conor, everybody loves Conor, or if you're the casual, oh, I just don't like Conor. To me, to UFC fighters who are just super excited about this fight, you're pumped. You're pumped up. You love to see what is going to happen. Sean O'Malley said it in an interview. No matter what, and see, this is where pressure's crazy to me. No matter what happens to Conor, that shit's going to go viral. Shit's going to go viral. He gets knocked out unconscious. That shit's going to go viral. He loses a decision and Dustin's hand gets raised. Shit's going to go viral. It works the other way, though, too. His walkout, viral. His being announced by Bruce Buffer, viral. Walking down Dustin in the beginning, viral. He gets that KO, TKO, viral. It's a viral fight. Everybody's going to be watching it. A lot of people. A lot of people are going to be watching it. Watched the press conference yesterday. Conor McGregor is back. He's back. Dustin could say whatever he wants. Oh, I thought you were better than that. Dude, hear me out. You know the deal. I'm going to say it. I'm a Conor dick rider. It is what it is. It is what it is. I like who I like. Dustin was shook. I don't care what you say. He was shook. Right in the beginning, when Conor's walking over to his side, Dustin does that little like that. Dude, Dustin shook. He shook. But they're going to fight. We're going to find out quick. We are going to find out quick what's going to happen. Early thoughts. Well, it's not early because the fight's tomorrow. My thoughts on the fight. No bullshit. My thoughts on the fight. Like I said, Conor's back. Conor's back. Every interview that I've watched, he's got that old Conor intensity. Could it be an act? Could it be a front? Yes, very well it could be. I don't think it is. Conor does well under pressure. That arena's going to be rocking. They're going to be cheering heavy for Conor now. That I saw that press conference, booing Dustin. There's going to be a lot more McGregor fans. I think I personally see this fight going in Conor's favor. I mean, it's a fight. He could get caught. Dustin could take him into the later rounds. And then it's anyone's game. Who wants it more? I have Conor winning. I have Conor winning. Second round. TKO. Just bouncing Dustin's head off the canvas. Like a basketball. Like CP3 in the final. Bang. Swish. If I knew how to make sounds, this would be whoosh, swish. Second round. KO or TKO. Conor McGregor. What do you say? Dustin's going out on a stretcher. That and I think that's hilarious. I think when everyone's like, "Oh, what's Mystic Mac's prediction?" You're good at predicting like how the fight's gonna go. You predicted being number 1 on Forbes list. You're good at predicting things. What's your prediction? Basically, he's saying buy the fight, and Dustin's going out on a stretcher. That's it. That's it. Backtrack a little bit. I also thought it was super funny him throwing the hot sauce. He's like, fuck the hot sauce. Dumping it out on stage. Conor's back, baby. It's Conor McGregor fight week. I don't care about anybody he's saying. I don't care about anybody in the UFC. Conor's back. Listen, come Monday when I have my next episode, the aftermath of this, it could be a sad day for me. And it sucks. It sucks so bad that that's an option. It sucks that could happen. I'm not prepared for it. I never am. When Conor lost to Nate the first time, I was upset for 2 days. I watched the fight over. I'm like, he's winning. Even when Conor fought him in January, he boxing heavy camp, he was landing shots. Said he was electrocuting Dustin. Dude, the shit he's been saying in these interviews, priceless. It's awesome. If you're not excited, you're not breathing. Let's get it going, baby. Let's get it going. Conor McGregor fight week. It's going to be fun. Tune in. ESPN Plus. I hope you bought the pay-per-view. Hope you bought the pay-per-view. Most pre-buys, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I get it. A lot of people bought it early. If this shit buffers, if this shit skips, I'm going to be an upset young man. Dude, here's the thing. All those fans, when that walkout happens, I wish I could just pause time. Wish I could pause time. That walkout, excuse me, that walkout is something special. You could hate Conor McGregor. I know people who hate Conor McGregor. That's fine. Hate him. Like who you like. Don't like who you don't. But you cannot deny, Conor McGregor's walkout is the single greatest walkout of all time. You can't. I'll debate that till I'm rolling over, passing out. You can't. You cannot debate that. That's just me. So, guys, excuse me. Sorry. Got something stuck in my throat. I'm as real as they get. So, guys, that's all I got. All I got today. Attached somewhere, either in the middle or after this, if you stayed this long, you're getting a Kyle Daukaus interview. I got my first guest. Enjoy it, because it was awesome to do. And I can't wait to maybe get him back. We talked maybe about getting his brother on. Great time to be alive if you're a Fighters Walk podcast fan. Big things happening. Big things coming. Please, like I say all the time, if you're friends with me, refer me to your friends. Follow the IG at _TFW podcast, or subscribe to the YouTube channel. All you got to click, boom, one button, boop. For like the 10 of you or 11 of you that do subscribe, I greatly, greatly appreciate that. I do. I greatly appreciate that. It means a lot to me. It means more than you'll ever know. I have to say, my one boy who's been grinding the Twitch scene. One video, Malik, shout out. One video on TikTok. He posts so many TikToks. One video blows up. All it takes is one video. One video blows up. His stream is crazy. I think he's got 1,000 followers on Twitch now. In a matter of 3 days. It's crazy how this social media, internet, all that shit, it's crazy how it works. All it takes is one video. Maybe this is it. Maybe it's 15 from now. I don't know. But I'm going to still grind. I'm going to chill. Eat some breakfast. Sit my ass on the couch. Watch every fighter weigh in. Fingers crossed everyone makes weight. Conor's going to be coming close. 156, coming close. But that's it. Thank you again. Till the next one. Corey Keane. Surprise, surprise. King is back. King is back with a vengeance. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have fun Saturday night. Be safe. Peace.
Yeah. But y'all gonna just tune into this tape. And we're gonna keep going, keep bouncing.